So before today's question, I thought I would mention about an experience I had when I went through these questions several years ago and answered them in written form. This is my first time doing an audio-visual version of the various answers. And one thing that I found from the process doing it before is that sometimes the questions can be triggering, and I felt resistance coming up as I was going through them. But overall, I think that the process of being triggered can let us know where something holds a charge, and that by going into that, it can release us from that charge and help us to feel more relaxed. So it was at times an uncomfortable process to go through the questions, but ultimately I do feel that I was more aware and at peace after going through the questions. And I think that now a few years have passed, doing them again, I'll have different perspectives as well. So that's some of the thoughts I had as I revisit this. And the third question in the book is, have you ever overvalued sex? And I would say for myself that I have. I think that sex is a very intense kind of drive, because we're so biologically programmed to find sex and perpetuate life, and even though I don't want to have children, that drive is still there quite strongly. So I'd say that in terms of overvaluing sex, I'd say that it has gotten me off track in certain choices that I made, times that I cheated when I was younger, and also being in relationships that weren't really healthy or compatible because of sex and my desire to not be just with myself and wanting that contact and so forth. So yeah, I would say that I've definitely overvalued sex, and that I feel that I'm headed in the right direction in terms of keeping it in perspective, but it is still a very strong desire. And so I think that part of being on the spiritual path is trying to figure out how to be in this body and in this world without letting our primal desires control our choices, and trying to make sure that if we are making choices in that realm, that they're aligned with our higher purpose as well. So I'm not one to say try to get away from your sexuality, but just more like I try to keep it aligned with my higher purpose, because I think that sometimes sexuality can lead us to life lessons too, and those lessons aren't always easy, but that's been my experience, is that initial attraction and desire can have some unknown lessons, and they're unknown because they are lessons, and so you don't really find out necessarily till you get involved with somebody what that's all about. So those are some of my thoughts related to this, and thanks for listening.